5. It's the number of God's grace, the number of God's favor. And in 5 years, we've seen exactly that. 5 years of breakthrough, 5 years of miracles, 5 years of God's faithfulness, of God's faithfulness, of God's faithfulness.
So I'm Zach Edwards. This is Malyn Edwards, my wife, and The Rise has been our home for 4 years. We moved to our house now about 5 years ago, and one of the first pieces of mail we got was a letter, email, or not email, but like a postal blast, I guess, inviting everyone in the area to the church. And we kind of put it on the table and said, oh, that's cool, there's a church near us, looks like there's some young people that go there. Kind of spent a couple minutes sitting on the couch, said, oh, what was the name of it? What was the name of it? What was the name of it? And then I just typed in.
We did.
Yeah, I just typed in
I think we did.
Young churches near us, and I found The Rise, and I was like, that's it. That's definitely it. So we signed up for the first day, and yeah, we've been going ever since. Yeah.
For me, it was much better than any other church experience I'd ever had, just because it was much more laid back and comfortable and more about connection than performance, I guess. Less about theatrics and more about actually getting to know each other and community, and like the prayer cards and everything that we signed up through email and all of that. It was like we were actually being drawn in personally versus just attending a service as one of the many and then leaving. So that, I think that was probably the first thing that made a really big difference.
Mother's Day, we made lemonade. Yeah, we made lemonade and we had cookies. And like Malyn said, she was very pregnant. I guess the first time that you felt like, wow, we're like a part of this church, you know?
Yeah.
People were saying hey to us that we actually can put a name to a face, and it's just so much better to be connected to a church, you know, in your community where you see these people at Food Lion, you see these people at, you know, the restaurants you go to. It's just cool to know that you're surrounded by people that have the same beliefs as you. Yeah.
I remember feeling really intimidated too. It's like, we're not worthy, I'm not worthy of like serving, and then we were just standing there like doing lemonade and cookies, and it was easy. So
I actually think I remember
like the icebreaker to serving a little bit.
I think I remember texting you asking if I should wear pants to cover up my tattoos. Because I was like, well, maybe I should, I don't know.
I guess just throughout time too, we've just grown in our desire and, you know, different stages. Like for me personally, just everything being so new and having all these big ambiguous questions and all of the general confusion, and then moving into just kind of like a breakthrough and really being saved and just wanting to like actually learn and study more. That too has caused us to just want to be more connected with everyone. My knowledge of Christianity growing up was Christians really judge each other. You have to be perfect all the time. You can't make any mistakes, and if you do, there's going to be gossip about you behind your back. Just a lot of like negativity, and the foundation of that was not love at all. But through becoming more invested in the church community and actually getting to know individual people here, it completely shattered all of that. Like the first time we went, I remember everyone just like laughing so much and just joking, and some people have like really cynical sense of humor there and just being sarcastic and witty with each other, and I just didn't know that. I had no idea that Christians could be like that. I didn't know it was, I just had that stereotype in my mind, but it's so different than that. I'll never forget the first time going to couples group and hearing someone who I thought of as a very devout Christian, very high in the church, saying, you know, sometimes I just don't want to read the Bible. I'm tired, I'm this and that. And I thought, oh my gosh, like God's gonna smite her down right now. Like I just really thought that wasn't acceptable, and I thought people were gonna, you know, judge her for that. The group is a game changer.
Yeah, it is. It definitely, you know, you talk about it on Sundays where you're like, Sunday's like a great way to kickstart your week and you're feeling good, and the salvations of church, and you're like, oh my, thank you, Lord, for all of this, and I'm ready to go into the week. I'm ready to make a difference. And then Monday comes and you had a bad day and you're going downhill already. But having the group or the community around you is like, it really is a game changer. Like, just being able to say, okay, these people are having a hard week too, but we can gather together, pray for each other, and be lifted up again and carry on until Sunday or until the next, group.
Also, just learning together. It's so nice to have people around who have been studying and learning for so long and have such a tenure with God. Like, I, have so many questions about not just, Christianity in general anymore, not so much, but like, how do you pray for something like this? Or what does this verse mean? Or, but also just, taking tips from other people or just hearing the way that they speak about different things. Like, I could think of 10 different things right now of that, specific people in group have said that have helped me, multiple times throughout every single week. It's just really good tidbits of information.
My desire for my family in this church is to, number one, always want to go to church on Sunday. I know when I was really young, I would look forward to church. Every Sunday I would always look forward to it, to go see my friends or to go, learn a lesson or something like that. And right now I see that with Georgia at 3 years old. She's always so excited to either go to church or to church group, and she's so excited about it. And then towards, middle school and high school, when different things had like come into my life and different peer pressure, stuff like that, I started falling away from it. I would go to a couple youth conferences and feel good about it, and then I would stop. And so I just, for me, the biggest thing with Georgia and Millie growing up is I want them to always have that fire for Jesus and always want to go to church and never fall out from want to go to church. I want them to, in middle school, go to youth conferences. In high school, I want them to, go to youth group every, Wednesday or third, whatever night that they have it. I want them to always do that.
When we put Georgia to bed, we do a prayer, which is really, really awesome to see her grow in that. Like, from the first time that we had her pray or prayed with her or prayed over her to now, she's grown. Our 3-year-old can pray with so much more comfort and confidence than I was able to 6 months ago at 27. Like, she's just grown so much in that aspect, and it's so awesome to see the things that she says, whether it be like, thank you for my swing set outside, or thank you for Grammy and Papa. It's just really cool to see the things she says.
And then I want my family to always be hopeful in everything, and just always believe that no matter what, like, God can, bring their family through anything. And you could really feel it with the wife and the kids. And no matter what situation they were going through, they were all just so hopeful. And they just always had this, great attitude about things. Like, things could be really bad, but, everything's just, just with loving God and hoping in God and believing in God, it's just going to get them through it. And I just, that's what I've been, talking to her about for months, is that I want our family to feel like that always, that no matter what, like, we have, that firm foundation that we can always have hope in.
The biggest thing that I've learned from going to church and getting invested in the church community is that you can just be yourself. Like, I always thought walking into church, any church setting, or even like coming near Christians in my family, that they could just see my sins written all over me, like all the different labels of things I've done in my past, or just, different thoughts that I had. Like, they could just see that I wasn't worthy, or that my humor wasn't the same, or just so many different things just hold you back from thinking that you're worthy. But you can just be you, because that's how everyone else is. And it's so, there's like a childlike joy that comes from that when you learn that you can just be you, no matter what your background is, or what you wear. You can just be you, and the foundation is love, and you just grow together. And once you do that and get invested, it's like a ripple effect throughout the rest of your life. You just want everything to be more holy and just more pure, and you just want to get closer with God and closer with the people at church. It's like a domino effect.
When you're thinking about joining a church and a community like this, is just like, don't be scared. You know, if someone knows who you are on a personal level, that's not your friend that you've known for years, but it's someone that shares the same faith values as you, and they can help you overcome your flaws and they can help you become a better person, it's amazing. And it's even more helpful that the person's next door, because when you're failing, you can just call them, text them, go meet them for coffee and just say, I need your help with this. And they're there for you. So it can be really intimidating to join a church community that is so, close together, and it's not someone that you sit at the back of an auditorium, but it's probably the best decision you ever make.
We have found our church family, and we believe the best is yet to come.